The last thing I was expecting to hear was having a little bit of a half-classic sitcom vibe to it. The show's gonna be filmed in front of a live studio audience. It's gonna be the most expensive sitcom.
I wish. Yeah, no, the first Marvel movie where everyone just goes home by 6 p.m.
Vision, I told you to stop phasing through the doors like that.
And then they just have the most massive CGI set pieces of any live studio show. Just like all of it's on a green screen with live rendering.
What did you do now, Wanda? I accidentally destroyed another building.
Where were these powers during the Infinity War battle?
What's up, Reject Nation? I'm Greg Alba.
I'm John Humphrey.
We know that people are going to be asking us for our opinions on some of the Marvel announcements from D23. We're going to speed through some of the stuff from Disney Plus, some of the things talked about on Saturday, today, where Kevin Feige took stage. Give some quick opinions, what we're looking forward to, why, what we hope from it, blah, blah, blah. You know how the shindig goes. Before we do that, I wanted to thank everyone who has been downloading and following us on the Stardust app. Followers have been increasing, that's always a good thing. Over there, we do 30-second reaction reviews for any film, TV show, and/or trailer. We post weekly. It's free to download, free to use. You can post your own videos too and tag us. Let's get this one out of the way. Black Panther 2. No real details have been announced, except I think Ryan Coogler said he submitted a treatment for it.
And Black Panther 2 is not the official title.
No, it's not. Even though that was a logo that came up on, on screen.
It's Black Panther Vision.
Black Panther 1 came out in February. This one's coming out May 2022. So it's going from Black History Month to White History
to just summer blockbuster history month.
It's not White History Month.
Spider-Man History Month.
That's cool. I mean, I felt like when Phase 4 was announced at Comic-Con, people were like, what about Black Panther 2 news? What's going on? Yeah. So it's cool to get that out of the way. Story 1 down. We're going out of order here, okay? Now let's swing back over. No news about that. Now let's hop on over to some Disney Plus shows. First one, I think the first doesn't matter. Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan, Pakistani character, born in Jersey City.
We're getting more diverse, you know. We got our, this is gonna be like our first Muslim MCU character.
I'm excited for this. From what I hear about Kamala Khan, you know, being a fan of the character herself, is a fan of like the Marvel characters. To call her Miss Marvel, I thought was a little weird to have this character announced so close to Captain Marvel. Yeah, it's kind of strange to me to have two characters so close to each other. You know, Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, two characters, the name Marvel in the title. I know that her character is like a big admirer of Captain Marvel, but her powers are totally different.
Yeah. Well, maybe they just wanted to capitalize on the age that young Carol Danvers is now, because, you know, when she first transformed, she's like young Carol Danvers, so maybe they just want to get the continuity with that actress.
Yes.
So they're like, let's get this going right now.
I like your train of thought there, Humpty Dumpty.
Appreciate that, man.
Her powers, the big highlights, she's basically Reed Richards.
Yeah, she's got shape-shifting abilities, and, you know, she'll glow a little bit. That's new.
I don't think they confirmed that, right? That it's Kamala Khan?
Yeah,
but
it's
just safe to assume
the most
it's
recent iteration of the character.
Especially based off the director, that just makes the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, and at the point in time we're at, I feel like Disney and Marvel are both trying to be more inclusive, so this would just make sense.
And from who the character is, I kind of wonder if it's a little bit like female Spider-Man, not in terms of like picking up the mantle for Captain Marvel or something like that.
Yeah.
But being a teenager, having struggles, but being a fan of the Marvel characters and wanting to be like a Marvel superhero herself, maybe potentially become an Avenger one day. I wonder if it's going to have a little bit of those dynamics. I come heavily from my Filipino culture. I know it's not Muslim, but I can understand like cultural clashes that often happen, and I feel like this character will explore that, of someone who has a family from Pakistan but is American born. I feel like they'll explore that a little bit.
Yeah, and who's kind of rubbing up against her own culture. And yeah, totally, man. As a white person, I'm constantly...
I know, you're always dealing with these, like, where is my identity?
Let me break free and just be myself. Jeez.
Speaking of white people...
Oh, yeah, Moon Knight's white.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight is very white. I'm surprised this was like the biggest takeaway, it seemed like, from yesterday's panel anyway, that most people got excited about. But it seems like a cool character. I've heard it described as like, what if Batman had had like a split personality disorder.
Yeah.
Kind of a neat idea.
You would get M. Night Shyamalan's Glass.
Yes, yes, you would.
I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like. The character being like a little bit unstable, having multiple personalities.
Yeah.
So kind of a combination of like David Dunn,
Kevin
Crumb. Yeah. Mercenary, lots of martial arts.
And he also has like 2 alter egos, so I gotta imagine they're going to take advantage of that because he's got the millionaire playboy side, he's got like a cab driver alter ego.
Yes.
I imagine too that for a show, you're gonna get like at least they said 6 episodes for these, so I think that'll be, especially depending on the actor they choose, I think that'll be a lot of fun.
And I feel like it'll be a little bit more of a grounded, supernatural take on a Marvel character.
If that is an accurate assessment from IGN, that it is kind of like a Batman type story, but with a twist, it would be cool to see Marvel work now in that tone and to do it with a character like this really intrigues me because of that supernatural element. You've got like an ancient god involved. His cape is even like a burial shroud. Like I love stuff like that. This actually seems really cool to me.
The one that I expected to be the most talked about, simply because this character out of the Disney Plus new announcements is definitely the most well-known one of the 3, is She-Hulk. Jennifer Walters. It's pretty much only been Jennifer Walters.
Barbara Walters, yeah.
Barbara Walters. That's who it's inspired by. Yeah.
Just always making villains cry and admit their deepest personal thoughts.
Criminal lawyer, cousin of Bruce Banner, except when she morphs into her Hulk version, she remains freaking hot, man.
Yeah,
she's sexy.
She gets
and she's
Amazonian
intelligent and witty. Yeah. Mark Ruffalo might appear in it,
Yeah,
considering who the character is. I wonder if it'll be distracting if they go by comic book origins, to have Mark Ruffalo appear in like the first episode of this, because I feel like if you do that, you might just be like, I want to see Mark Ruffalo in this whole thing now,
Yeah.
And you really want to give all the attention to Jennifer Walters herself, and then have Mark Ruffalo appear later on as opposed to like right away.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's something I wonder about these shows too, because there are potentials. Like I believe there is at least one version of the story where like she's trained in combat by Captain America and Gamora. I don't know exactly where this falls in the timeline, but you could at least get Gamora involved or something. If she's she's back now, sort of.
Yeah, and they haven't announced any news of what they would want to do with Daredevil down the road. You got a new lawyer character now. Also, I think it's a good time to introduce She-Hulk after having Professor Hulk in Endgame, where you have a more articulate, intelligent version of the Hulk. She-Hulk still possesses that when she's in that form.
I don't expect to see her argue the law in She-Hulk form yet, because I think that would be kind of too much for season 1. But I would love to like, one thing I liked about Daredevil that kind of fell off over time was that it was kind of a legal show too.
Yeah.
And so again, in the game of mixing and matching flavors for Marvel, I think that could also be a cool element, is if you have all your She-Hulk badassery, but you also have some of the legal side, because we have so many characters who have cop alter egos or whatever, and so somebody involved in criminal justice seems like just a neat spin.
A little bit more WandaVision news, John.
Oh, my favorite title. I love it.
Apparently the show that's supposed to have a little bit of horror to it is also going to be half classic sitcom, half MCU spectacular.
It's 3 halves?
It's three things combined or something like that.
How long are the episodes? Is it going to be a half hour?
I heard on the panel I don't know if it's like actually within the show, but I heard on whatever they were showing that they were intersplicing it with like Dick Van Dyke footage. If that was like footage they showed, or if that is a thing they're going to be doing on the series.
If you were there, comment below. Yeah. Half the series is just stock footage from the Dick Van Dyke show. It ran out of budget.
I'm going off of memory here of what I read. But Kat Dennings as Darcy Lewis is returning, and so is Randall Park, Agent Wu.
I love Randall Park and Kat Dennings. That's exciting.
Yeah, they're returning. Those were the characters we were like,
we gotta get what happened,
they
man.
They were funny. Put them in their CBS sitcom.
Dude, I want to show all about Michael Pena's character from Ant-Man.
He should be in here.
He should have
no Ant-Man 3 announcements.
No Ant-Man 3.
We'll swing around back to What If and Falcon and Winter Soldier in just a second, but let's take a sidestep here to talk about 2 major announcements.
Yeah.
Black Knight, played by Kit Harington, who really is trying to steer his career in a different direction.
Totally breaking out of that Game of Thrones mold. I wonder if it's weird for him coming in and seeing Robb Stark and being like, "Oh, you get the spacesuit now. You're just in my old stuff again."
Well, Black Knight, I'm excited to see whatever Kit Harington can bring to the role. From the basic things I've read about him, sounds like he's a good fit for it, especially since he was Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
That makes sense. The ebony blade that he wields is something special, his own sort of Excalibur of sorts.
Yeah.
Enchanted, indestructible. small, can absorb and deflect energy. The other big announcement was that Gemma Chan, who was in Crazy Rich Asians,
Crossover,
who is in Captain Marvel, is going to be Cersei, and that's who everyone thought Angelina Jolie might be playing. Black Knight and Cersei do have a romantic relationship in the comics, and you bet that's most likely going to be included here. I think this is the first time we're seeing this in the MCU specifically, a person to play a character and then play a different character. I know that
within this MCU, it's not like Chris Evans.
I know that Alfre Woodard was in Civil War, and then she played Mariah Dillard in the Luke Cage series, and then you got Mahershala Ali, who played Cottonmouth, who's going to hop on to playing Blade. But MCU, Kevin Feige didn't really care about the Netflix shows, so that's different than this, because especially to be so close together too, which is kind of odd. I don't feel like it'll ultimately be distracting because it's a completely different look.
Totally.
She will be green. She wasn't all that memorable of a live action portrayal in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she's really just there.
I hope for her to like play a different character, she's able to really shine a lot more. Her character, I think, still existing, right? I mean, I barely remember Captain Marvel. She didn't die in Captain Marvel, so is she going to be playing two characters at once, or as the franchises are going? That'd be interesting.
And then when Captain Marvel crosses over with the Eternals, it's going to get real awkward.
It's going to get really confusing. Just like me. Going back to Disney Plus, they showed some footage of What Ifs. They had one with Peggy Carter as if she was Captain America, but they call her Captain Carter. And then Captain America was rocking some kind of like 1940s Iron Man suit or something like that, which sounds cool. They said they're going to be doing a What If of every Marvel movie, like a different rendition of it. So there's going to be 23 episodes, I believe. I really wonder how that's going to go down, because they're going to do some just brand new unique thing. I don't think they're doing what ifs of the Avengers movies. Like, are they going to do a what ifs of Endgame? You know, I don't think that's the path they're going down. Marvel Zombies. I think it was Winter Soldier who was fighting Captain America. That's going to be cool. I mean, that's the only way we're going to ever get that. So yeah, that's going to be awesome to see that.
That's something people have kind of wanted as just a nerd fantasy for years, and I'm glad that they like actually are acknowledging it. But this is one of the things I think I'm just most excited about for the potential alone, and also just some of the weird like character remixes. Like, didn't they say T'Challa's going to be Star-Lord in one of them? Completely like, huh?
I don't even know how that what if scenario went down. Like,
I heard that. And I was
Star-Lord.
I was like, is this are these what ifs that people like have collectively mused, or are you literally just going, I don't know, what if this guy was just that guy? I mean, I'll wait and see.
It's like that improv game. Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, same
what
team.
If Scott Lang was Gamora? Yeah, that could happen.
I like it. I want to see that version where he's got a whole thing with Thanos. It's perfect.
And then Falcon and Winter Soldier announced that Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell, who I thought was pretty damn good in Black Mirror and Overlord. He's going to be playing John Walker, a U.S. agent who in the comics went by Super Patriot. At one point did don the Captain America mantle. I think at times he does have a little bit of difference in philosophies or mindset as opposed to Captain America, but I think
he stands for the true America man.
I don't know much about him. Maybe Kurt helped him get the role. Or maybe he's just a good actor.
Maybe he's just a good actor. But I don't know. I mean, it'll be cool to see him get super jacked more than he is already.
Those are all the D23 Marvel announcements. That was the quickest we could skim through all that. Which news here excited you the most? Leave a comment down below. You guys can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. You can check us out on the Stardust app. And I'd like to give a page for the day shout out to a man named Josh Walker.
The Super Patriot?
Yes.
Oh.
No, John, that was John Walker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This gentleman, we've shown before that he's an ultimate cosplayer. Man, does he really commit to it. He also runs a site for high-end self-catering holiday. So, Disney, Marvel, if you're looking for someone to help cater to all your famous celebrities at your little cons where you don't release the footage online right away that reactors wait around all day for, this is your guy. He might be a little bit creepy, and I'm only calling him creepy because he's been pledged for a while, and I sent him a message a few weeks ago, a few paragraphs. He hasn't replied back to me yet, and usually to get the attention of someone who hasn't replied back, you just gotta insult them a little bit. Josh, I want you to stop being a pervert. Message me back as soon as you can.
Hands on the keyboard, my friend.
And not on the lap.
And not on the lap.
Lady in the
Unless it's
Tramp got a
laptop.
yellow dollar bill sign, so we're trying to avoid some keywords right now.
Yes. Oh, you said tramp, though. It's all done.
Damn it. Well, Josh Walker, on a serious